Right, so I'm going to have a go at explaining some neuroanatomy. So, I'm going to look at cerebral hemispheres, parts of the brain stem, and the diencephalon. So, your brain is divided in half from back to front into two hemispheres. So this is the top view of a brain. It's not the prettiest picture and you'd have a bit of a funny shaped head, but this is a top view of your brain. So it's split in half with this red line, which is called your longitudinal fissure. So it is divided by the longitudinal fissure. And that is into right and left hemispheres. So each hemisphere has an outer layer of grey matter, and that is known as the cerebral cortex. So grey matter, outer layer is your cerebral cortex. So that's the squiggly bit on the outside. And then you've got an inner supporting layer of white matter. So white matter is the inner supporting layer. And these hemispheres are linked by what's called the corpus callosum. And on a diagram of the brain, this red thing here, this is the corpus callosum. So hemispheres linked by your corpus callosum. Will that fit? Yeah, why not? Callosum. Okay, and then we said before the brain stem is divided into three parts, which we know as, oh no, I've spelled that wrong already, the midbrain, the pons, and the medulla. Medulla oblongata. It's a great word, I think. Right. Excuse me. Okay, so that's that. Very simple brain anatomy. Then a bit more brain work here. So your diencephalon. So this is made up of three parts: the thalamus, the hypothalamus, and your pituitary gland. So what is the thalamus? In fact, let's just do this in a different colour, because I now have a pack of new 12 Sharpies. I'm going to use every colour I can. So, oops, I've got my pen lid. So the thalamus is your sorting office. So, how much space do I need? Right, so it is the sorting office of the brain. What else? And what does it do? so it's the sorting office of the brain, so it relays motor and sensory signals to your cerebral cortex. So let's put that here. Relays motor and sensory signals to the cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex, which is, as we said, the grey matter, the outer layer of the brain. This is a different colour, by the way. It's brown rather than black. Small difference. So hypothalamus. What does your hypothalamus do? Its main job is to maintain homeostasis. So maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis. So I think the hypothalamus is a bit of a king if it does that. And how does it maintain homeostasis? By hormone production. Hormone production. And release. And release. So that's that. And then our pituitary. So I always find this really difficult to remember. So we're going to use extra special colours now. What colour shall we use? So you've got anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary, right? So, and they both do different things. So anterior, what does this do? It synthesizes and secretes hormones. So synthesizes, can't quite tell if I've spelt that right, synthesizes and secretes hormones. And then, again, we'll do this in a different colour. Then your posterior pituitary. Posterior pituitary. What does this do? So it stores and secretes hormones. Stores and secretes hormones. So there we go. So your anterior synthesizes and secretes hormones. Your posterior, like the post office when you don't get your letter and you get one of those "We missed you" cards. It stores and secretes hormones. So your posterior stores and secretes hormones. So that's the first bit of neuroanatomy. Oops.